Hazel.
Good morning, SKN. I am Cortensia Carty.
And I'm Naima Hazel, filling in for Jamie. We miss you, Jamie.
We do.
And we begin today's broadcast with, of course, the weather. Today, the weather will be fair to partly cloudy and slightly hazy with a 10% chance of brief showers. So you don't need your umbrella, but if you have it, you'll be in a good position. There'll be a high of 86 and a low of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty...
Yeah, those degrees went up by 3. I'm always looking at the degrees, you know. They keep going up.
You really take that quite seriously, this weather. Every day you're like,
every day.
It's a little hotter today. But to give us credit, today is Wednesday. It is hump day.
Over the hump.
We're in the middle of the week. For those of you who don't know what hump day, it's not what you think it is. This is a family show. It is actually the middle of the week. It means that even if you've had a tough begin to the week or tough start to the week, that it's halfway over the work week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love hump day.
All of us do.
Yeah.
Because then we know Thursday, Friday, work is over.
Thursday, Friday, and everything is over. It's time for the weekend. So very exciting. So I'm going to turn it over to you to begin with the latest. And this is the latest in news.
Local news, by the way of by the way of a press release from the Nevis Island administration. Premier Honorable Mark Brantley, Minister of Finance in the Nevis Island administration, NIA, on May 16th announced that public servants and pensioners in Nevis will be getting a 15% increase in salaries and pensions. The Premier said, and I quote, with effect from the next payday, public servants and pensioners in Nevis shall receive a 5% increase in their salaries and wages retroactive to January the 1st, 2022. On January the 1st, 2023, we shall give a further 5% increase to our public servants and pensioners. On January the 1st, 2024, we shall give a further 5% increase to our public servants and pensioners, end quote. The Honorable Premier Mark Brantley explained further, and quote, put differently, on Nevis, our public servants and pensioners will receive salary and wage and pension increases of 15% compounded over the period of 2022 to 2024. This staggered approach will enable NIA to better manage the increase and allow for better management of the finances of the government. This represents the largest ever financial commitment to public servants and pensioners in our island's history, end quote. He said these increases shall not be extended to cabinet members.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
That's good. So St. Kitts gets 10% and Nevis gets 15% compounded.
Compounded over
Interesting.
years.
It's so important because we never really talk about increases in wages, but of course we've got inflation.
Oh my gosh.
And inflation's gone up even more than 10 and 15%. So people are really looking for something to really kind of ease the burden. So I'm sure that is great news to people in Nevis, since as the article says, this is the first time that that's happened in its island's history.
Sweet.
Okay, moving on to St. Paul's win in the President's Cup and football's return. The St. Kitts Nevis Football Association President Atiba Harris presents his trophy to St. Paul's United goalkeeper Jamal Jeffers after the club defeated St. Peter's Football Club to win the President's Cup. It took only 3 minutes for St. Paul's United to score the only goal of the match to give the defending Premier League champions the 2021-2022 President's Cup title on Wednesday night. St. Paul's defeated St. Peter's 1-0 to clinch the title as the Warner Park Stadium was filled with euphoria and football fans excited to see the return of football after about a year hiatus. Petrez Williams was the goal scorer in the 3rd minute. President of St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association hailed the return of football and congratulated St. Paul's on their victory. President Harris said, I want to welcome everybody back to Warner Park. Finally, we have football again. Congratulations to SL Horsford, St. Paul's United champions again. We're working together as one football family. Team manager for St. Paul's, Darion Edmead, was thrilled with the win. I think the team did well. If you look at how the game went, we came out, we scored early, we were able to hold on to the 1-0 victory, he said, commending St. Peter's for a competitive encounter.
Look at that. Congrats, St. Paul's.
Do you like football?
Not really, but congrats.
You don't go watch football?
No.
I'll be honest, I'm not a huge football fan, but I do like the energy in the park.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd like to go to football because the energy. I'm going to take you to a football match.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll change your life.
That's on. We continue now with story number 3. SKN celebrates International Day of Families with several activities. This from SKNIS. To celebrate International Day of Families in St. Kitts and Nevis, the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs has planned several activities geared towards interacting with and actively engaging families across the Federation. According to Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Social Development and Gender Affairs, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, during his address to the nation on May 15th, International Day of Families is observed locally over a period designated as Family Month, which begins on Mother's Day and extends to Father's Day in June. He extended an invitation for all families to partake in the planned activities. Deputy Prime Minister Hamilton said, and I quote, Family Month in consequence, is celebrated during this time that simultaneously brings heightened focus to individual elements of the family unit. I therefore extend a warm invitation to all families to celebrate with the Department of Community Development and Social Services, end quote. The activities commence with worship at the Antioch Baptist Church on May 15th. Other activities include a family outdoor movie night at the Edgar Gilbert Sporting Complex in Molyneux, as well as planned events by community-based organizations. So he's working on keeping the families together.
Yes, another International Family Day we're still speaking about locally.
How many international things do you think there are?
Listen, I've seen a list of some international days, and you wouldn't believe some of the things that have international days. But this one is very important, International Day of the Family. So we're glad to see the ministry doing some work there. But that concludes our local news, and we will return after the break with regional and international news. See you soon at Good Morning SKN.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are any exit. Stairs might broke up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies, and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are...
Most people consume excess salt from processed foods, such as snack foods, processed meats, instant meals, and condiments.
Instead, use fresh vegetables, ground provision, fresh meats, and natural herb seasonings, just like our grandparents did, and just like you did with this soup. We are Salt Smart.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN, and we'll now continue with the latest in regional news. The government in Antigua is to hold consultations on legalizing abortion. This story from the Antigua Observer. Antigua and Barbuda is expected to commence public discussions regarding whether or not abortion should be legalized. Abortion can be described as the deliberate termination of a pregnancy at 28 weeks or less, and can be done through medication or surgically removing the embryo or fetus with the placenta from the uterus. Locally, the conversation on the topic has been reignited following the publicization of a leaked U.S. Supreme Court draft a few weeks ago, which detailed plans for the court to overthrow the landmark Roe v. Wade ruling that gives legal access to abortions across America. Attorney General Stedroy Benjamin made the declaration that preparations are being made by the government to consider the public's opinion before arriving at a conclusion. Benjamin said in an interview it is intended to have some public discussions on the matter and then make a determination as to where we go from there. I know the public interest has been piqued by the intended delivery of a verdict in the United States in the case of Roe v. Wade. But at the moment, abortion is contrary to the laws of Antigua and Barbuda, and it has remained so for several years and in the past. We shall look at it at the appropriate time.
That's a topic I don't know what to sometimes want to say on it?
It's such a tricky topic, because for me, I personally don't believe in it, but that's my personal belief. So to me, I think we make it an anti-abortion, but really it's a pro-choice.
Yeah.
I feel like each woman has the right to decide what happens with her body, because there's no laws where, as Kamala says, where men are told what to do with their bodies.
Yeah.
So I think it's each woman's individual choice. It may not be my personal choice, but I think each person has a right to their own personal choice.
You summed it up perfectly.
Yes.
We will continue now with our international news. France names first female prime minister in 30 years. Wow. This from CNN. Elizabeth Borne has been named the new prime minister of France. The first time in 30 years that a woman has held the position. Borne will replace Jean Castex in the role. The Élysée Palace said in a statement on Monday, becoming only the second woman ever to serve as prime minister since the end of World War II. The country's first was Edith Cresson, who served between May 1991 and April 1992 under socialist President François Mitterrand. Borne formerly served as Minister of the Government, Transportation and Labor. She will lead a French government likely to be tasked with delivering on President Macron's election campaign priorities, retirement reform, and the scaling up of policies designed to combat climate change. Her appointment follows President Emmanuel Macron's re-election on April 24th. Borne has been entrusted with forming a government, according to the Élysée. She dedicated her nomination to every little girl during a ceremony on Monday, making the transfer of power. Borne said in a speech, "Follow your dreams all the way. Nothing must hold you back. Nothing must hold back the fight for the place of woman in society." Nothing.
Power. That's exciting. I never would have thought that's only the second female. Interesting.
We're getting there.
We're getting there, but I actually think that we need to have some more female leadership in the world. I think when we see how women, we already had this conversation in a previous show, when we see how women handle leadership, especially in crisis, I think that maybe that's an example to the world that really we need to have some more women leaders.
We can do it.
Equally qualified. And with a different set of skills, I think. Yeah, that's my opinion. Well, there you have it. That is the latest for today. And we will be going to commercial, but when we return, we will return with Delwayne Delaney, and we'll be having an exciting conversation about primary school sports.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor, and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
You're watching Good Morning SKN, and let me tell you, track is back. Last Sunday, the 15th of May, 20 schools competed in the first ever Rams Primary School Relay Competition, which was held at the Kim Collins Stadium. Today, we're pleased to have with us Delwayne Delaney, president of St. Kitts and Nevis Athletics, to tell us all about the Relay Championship. Welcome.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming back. I didn't have you last time, but thank you for coming back. But speaking as the president of SKN Athletics, would you consider the championship on Sunday a success?
I don't think success is the word. I don't know what the word is.
Is there a bigger word than success?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but definitely it's out there. But the championships was, exceeded expectations greatly. We expected a fair amount of spectators, and they came in by the droves. We couldn't manage them at one particular time. We had to stop patrons from going into the metal stands. We know the Kim Collins stands were sold out by the Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
And the meet was Sunday. We sold a considerable amount of tickets in Nevis as well, and they came down in their numbers. Chartered boats and buses, and they came over with the noisemakers and that sort of thing.
Yes.
I know that for sure.
Yeah, so it exceeded expectations.
Yeah, Divisions are very serious about primary school athletics.
Very, very serious. Very,
They're
very
mini
serious.
Olympics in Nevis, yeah.
If you're gonna have a half holiday
You really
serious.
We need that kind of investment. I think
Over
we need
here,
that kind of
we
investment
do.
over here.
We do.
It's true.
So the crowd was very lively, as Delwyn would have mentioned. Let's take a look at that video. That was a lively crowd.
I'm believing that had to be her child that won. I have to believe that was her child that won. If not, I need that woman to come every day and just cheer me on to get up in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Nicola, we're talking about you.
That was very exciting. Okay, so that was exciting. So what made you guys with this format? What was the format of this since it was your first one? How did you determine how you would do the relays and what kind of relays were they?
So usually, of course, we have the Rams Primary School Championships where you have schools entering 2 athletes, per event. It gives an opportunity now for more athletes to participate because we need a minimum of 4 athletes per event. And so because of the short window, we sight fit that, to encompass as many athletes as possible and give a difference to track and field. There's the World Relays that started maybe about 7-8 years ago, and we sort of adopted that in the sense that we didn't have just the traditional relays where you had the 4x1s and the 4x4s. Now we had medley relays where you ran 1-1-2-4 or 1-1 2-2. And for the first time, we had a mixed relays where we had 2 boys, 2 girls, and you place them in any order you see fit. You know, so strategically you would have seen girls running against boys and that sort of thing, which led to the excitement.
So is it by age?
Correct.
Yes.
So there was the under 9, the under 11, and the under 13 events.
Interesting.
Well, we know Charleston Primary was already the victors at the Mini Olympics in Nevis.
Right.
What did you think gave them the edge to lead that led up to the victory?
There's a saying, proper preparation prevents poor performance.
So they came prepared.
And they came prepared. They came prepared. They were the most prepared school in my estimation.
You go, Charlestown.
Yeah, and they really showed out come Sunday past. They were, as I said, they were prepared. They came with energy. They have a very good fan base as well, a support system, which I think is very important. And it only lends, of course, to the victory, and hopefully spurs on the other schools for next time around, you know. So, hey, we have a challenge, and we're prepared to take on that challenge.
So what schools missing from this event?
There were a few schools, but I must make mention of the Joshua Obadiah Primary School. As we all know, they suffered the fire at their school, and in the first instance, because of the displacement, the head teacher indicated that they won't be able to participate. And after further conversation and probing, they said, okay, we'll enter. Then they did enter, not just with a mere 4 athletes, but I think 20-something athletes.
They came with their full entourage,
So they must be applauded for their efforts.
We applaud you.
Yes, that's really great, because it's a lot in adversity to just build yourselves up and come back to compete like that. So all of the schools came through. So would you say this is something that you would love, like that we're going to see this again?
Definitely. We have to go back to the drawing board because it was our first event. We don't, and spectators alike, there's something we call time finals because there's so many schools, we didn't have an actual final, right? So perhaps we'll want to introduce an elimination process. So at the end, when someone wins the race, that's the overall winner, rather than to calculate, you know, which heat was the fastest. You know, so we have some work to do, and we intend to do that in ensuring that next year it's bigger and better.
Look at that. You heard it here first. It will be bigger and better next year.
That's correct.
Don't go anywhere. We will continue this engaging conversation with Delwyn Delaney up next.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said, when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! When you feel it shaking and it's moving around, you see the ocean gone like the fish on the sand. You should run. The higher ground, a tsunami soon come.
Mommy! Uncle not here and the other shake. Hush your mouth. Daddy! Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
I eat some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
And we're back on Good Morning SKN. We are speaking with Delwyn Delaney, the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Athletics, about the Primary School Relay Championship held last Sunday, May 15th. Delwyn, this was the first ever Primary Relay Championship. What was the inspiration behind it? Why relay?
Why relay? So we all know when we go to track meets, you know, there's a bit of a lull and say, I can't wait for the relays.
It's the truth.
I can't wait for the relays. So we decided, wait no longer. All afternoon, strictly relays. So that kept the hype, kept the energy alive, you know. You don't know what will happen, you know, at the primary school level, you have all sort of, you know, you don't know what to expect. Will they run the wrong way? Will they give the bat to the wrong person? Will they, you don't know. So that gave, you know, some sense of excitement to the meet, the inspiration. I mean, we as SKN Athletics, we sat around the table and say, hey, what can we do? We cannot let all the hype and the outside, you know, pass us by. We must get involved, and so we decided, why not host a relay championship? All the primary schools by then would have had their primary school meets. So they were well engaged and they were ready to go. So we engaged the Ministry of Education and they gave us the green light, and we were off and running.
Right, because we have a high school relay competition, because I know that that's quite exciting, because what you're saying is true. Sports days are a little tough for me, unless it's washy, because we know we're biased. But sports days generally that lull, you know, but relay competition, I remember the championships, like, it's just like fire, like just going the whole time. And then people come out earlier and they stay later. So I think it's so great that you guys have done it for the primary school. Their parents are excited.
Very much so. As I said earlier, they came down from Nevis by the numbers. There was a mad rush at the gates to get in. As I said, persons came very, very early. I'm talking about 2 hours early, started to get their seats and get prepared, and persons walk with their lunch just to ensure that, you know.
It's a serious thing. I tell you, it's like a primary energy, I think, like, especially when you have young children. I just love to see the parents, because the kids really need encouragement. You're right, sometimes you lose a race. Look at that race the other day, the girl lost her shoe, just kept running, you know, so it's so good to have that kind of support. I'm glad that we're getting our kids outside again. That's a great exercise.
Delwyn, did any of the kids run the wrong way?
No, but I saw some drop buttons.
Okay.
And again, just like what we saw in the video, they picked up their baton and they were one student, I think it was a student athlete from Nevis. They dropped their baton and they picked it up, and I think the relay team came first.
Look at that. So you can pick up the baton and keep running. Oh, I always thought, like, if you drop your baton, that's it. Then you can't keep going. So you can pick it up, but the chances of you winning are like
slim.
And they still won.
Not if you're fast.
Not if you're fast.
Exactly. So I can pick that up. Just Usain Bolt cross you.
Yeah. It also comes to children, because, you know, like, children, they don't have the same kind of embarrassment, you know.
Exactly.
They will, like, be like, okay, the high schoolers that feel shame, people start to boo, you know. They're feeling really shame. But children be like, pick it up, keep going.
Let's go.
I really love the resilience of children. Yeah, it's very exciting. So what else is taking place on the track and field front in the Federation?
So from here, we have a contingent going down to Martinique. Those are the most junior athletes, rather. Many of them participated in the recently held Carifta Games, so they're given another opportunity to compete. After that, we have the club championships, where we have 11 clubs within St. Kitts Nevis, and they vie for the club championship. And after that, we have the national championship, which will be held in Nevis, and that will determine who goes on to what we call the postseason of track and field, where you represent the country at the Caribbean Games, which will be held in Guadeloupe over the summer. There's the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England, and of course the big one, which is the World Championships, which will be held in Eugene, Oregon this year.
Oh, that's very exciting. So that's what our athletes have to look forward to.
That's correct.
Yes. And what do you see the front for St. Kitts and Nevis in terms of us on the international stage? You see a lot of promising athletes on the horizon. Who are some of your more promising athletes?
We do have a cohort of athletes, I think, that are on the verge of greatness. The under-23 athletes that are now at university level. I think we have close to 20 plus athletes at the collegiate level, which is very good. And for the first time, we have so many athletes. Having them compete at that type of level consistently, week after week, will only improve their times, improve their marks. So as I said, they're on the verge of greatness. I think they just need a little more push, so that they can be what we call world beaters.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. I actually know, sorry, did I interrupt? Were you going to
No,
ask a question?
no, I wasn't. No, you go right ahead.
I get very fascinated with track and field.
I see you are.
I used to train with the Kim Collins Foundation, and I know that now when I was fit. Now they work for the ministry, so I think they work at the ministry now, him and his wife, so I don't really get the privileges because I'm too lazy to get up early. It's me. It's nobody else.
It's not them.
But I know that we're really trying to work because, we do have Kim Collins, who was on the world stage, and I know that St. Kitts has so much potential for our athletes, but I always feel like we have to start early with our athletes and also teach them. That's what I learned there, that it's more than just learning how to run. It's about learning how to manage yourself, personal management, studying, looking at understanding what the international stage looks like, how you're supposed to behave on the international stage, the expectations of you. So it's a lot. So I know that a lot more goes into it than just being a good runner and being fast. So it just excites me because I think St. Kitts has a lot of potential to be great in regional and international.
We do.
Yes.
Definitely.
That is so good. Well, Delvin can attest to that because he was a former student athlete.
Correct.
Yes. And what do you find now would be different, your experience now, than how your experience was when you were coming up?
The game has changed a bit in terms of the marks we've seen. I mean, technology has now gone into even the track shoes, the type of spikes, the type of surfaces they're running on, supplements, the different techniques and that sort of thing. So a lot has changed and we have to stay current, of course, if we are able to compete. We do have some limitations here, of course, because of financial limitations. We have to perhaps develop our athletes to reach a certain level and then pass it on, as I said, to the universities where they can now reach that stage. But definitely, as I said, the potential here in St. Kitts and Nevis is very, very great. We just have to nurture that talent. It must be an all-in approach. It just can't be SKN Athletics. It can't be just the parents or the coaches or government. All of us have to work together. All of us have to be singing from the same hymn sheet if we want to see real progress.
I like that. And we'll continue to sing from the same hymn sheet after this. Stay tuned. Up next, Janelle Nisbet.
Thank you.
Against COVID-19 requires the continued practice of public health measures across all sectors and in every community. Frequent and proper hand washing, wearing face masks, and physical distancing. Do you know who is not physical distancing? The Aedes aegypti mosquito. Let's avoid overloading our healthcare systems, simultaneously protecting yourselves and your loved ones from all disease, including mosquito-borne illness like dengue fever, Zika, and chikungunya viruses. Did you know that dengue is the most common mosquito-borne viral disease in the world? So let's get to work. Use window and door screens to keep mosquitoes out. Change the water in vases and scrub inside surfaces to remove mosquito eggs. Avoid using saucers with potted plants to prevent collection of water. Securely cover water barrels and drums with mosquito netting and properly fitted covers. Scrub the inside walls of water barrels and drums with detergent 1 to 2 times per week. Walk around the outside of your home and remove or overturn containers that can collect water and become breeding sites. Mosquitoes only need a small amount of water to lay their eggs. Remove unwanted cans, bottles, buckets, or used tires. Other items still in use must be properly stored in covered areas to avoid water settling in them. Clean roof gutters and air conditioner trays. Debushing and removing tall grass from around your home or establishment is also key to reducing mosquito populations. To decrease your risk of being bitten by infected mosquitoes, use proven personal protective methods too. Apply an effective mosquito repellent to exposed areas of skin according to manufacturer's instructions. Wear light-colored long pants and shirts while outdoors in the early morning and late afternoons. Further, protect vulnerable family members like pregnant women, children, the elderly, and persons who are unwell by using mosquito nets to sleep or rest, even during the day. Fight the bite and protect yourself and your family too from mosquito-borne diseases. This message is brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, Office for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We're so happy to have you with us this morning. And now it is time for us to loosen up. I know we promised you our next guest. While we wait for our next guest to arrive, who'll be joining us live in studio from Nevis. We are going to talk about something very, very important, very near and dear to my heart, girl. Food. Yeah, we are foodies. Yeah, so today's discussion is about food. I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's start with your favorite food. Or type of food? What's your favorite food?
Anything with conch.
Anything with what in it? Anything with conch in it?
Oh my God, I love conch fritters. I love stewed coconut curry conchs that I'm still longing for in Beckway, which I can't get to nowadays so easily anymore.
Oh,
with
yes,
some basmati rice,
Good food.
Oh my God, with some basmati rice and a nice cucumber, pineapple, shadow beanie chow.
Oh my God, that's very serious.
Oh, stop eating.
Oh, I love that food. I don't think I can choose a favorite food. I think I love so much
everything.
Listen, I like a lot of food.
Yeah.
I really like, lately I've been really enjoying this. I don't know if there's any Nigerians out there in our audience, but there's this red sauce. Every time I ask, nobody tells me what it's called. This red sauce. It's the most delicious thing I ever had.
Okay.
You could add anything to the sauce, and it comes with, like, of course, rice.
Jollof rice or the regular rice and
Just
beans?
regular rice. You can't put jollof rice with that sauce. You could, but really, yeah.
But you do know there's a Nigerian cook here, right?
Where?
I'm gonna give you the deets after this.
Oh, I love this sauce, so that's one of my favorite things right now. But I love all different kinds of food. Like I really love Indian food. I really love Italian. I haven't really found too much Chinese food in St. Kitts. I'll be honest. Sorry, no disrespect, but chicken and chips is not really Chinese food.
It isn't.
And locally, I really I love saltfish, but I actually like it. I'm so sorry. For those who don't know, my father was a Jamaican. I love ackee. And so my saltfish has to have
Do you know that dish is number 2 in the world?
Really?
Yes, it was just nominated. I saw the news article day before yesterday.
Yes.
That is the second best dish in the world.
I made
Jamaican
some ackee and saltfish on Sunday. I had it yesterday.
Look at
that leftover day.
Look at you.
Oh, some ackee and saltfish with some plantain. Oh, I do love me some ackee and saltfish. So I love that too. I can't think of a food I don't love. Like.
Okay.
There's some things I don't.
You're just back from outer world.
Yes.
What about Nando's?
I'll be honest, I don't eat a lot of fast food, which people would think. And I was surprised. I was in London, and there's Nando's chickens everywhere.
I love the peri-peri chicken. Yeah.
I like peri-peri, actually. I really like that flavor.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm into peri-peri.
Have you had the olives and the garlic?
No.
Next time you go, you need to have the olives and garlics from Nando. You won't believe you're eating garlic. Oh my God. Oh, the taste. It's so savory. I need to go to England. Can somebody come for me?
I've never had
You must. Try that only. You don't even have to buy it to eat the chicken again when you go back. Just try that. The olives and the garlic.
I like to travel, and that's one of the reasons I like to travel to eat. Just to go to different places to eat as well. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna try that. But I'm not a huge fast food person. When I see the lines like outside of KFC, I'm like,
no.
I want it. Like I can smell it. Like I'm one of those people, very sensory. So when I smell food, then suddenly I want to eat the food because I smell the food. But then when I eat it, I'm like, maybe that's not the best thing for me. So I'm not huge on fast food, but I do really love cooked food. And locally, one of my favorite places to eat is, I would say probably. Nobody would believe me, but Troy's.
Oh, that...
You can't even sit at Troy's, but Troy's makes a super, super pasta.
Yeah, so I heard of that.
So if you've never been to Troy's, it goes into the dish so hot it's melting the dish. That's a little too hot. But I love Troy's pasta, so that's my favorite.
It's funny that both of us are local, because my restaurant is... Cathy's on the beach.
Really? On the beach?
Yeah.
Yes, that's your favorite.
Stuff is
I do like Cathy's too. It's good.
Yeah.
My favorite restaurant in St. Kitts, if you had to ask, would be probably Marshall's.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah. And why I really like Marshall's is because the food is always consistent.
Always.
Yeah. So you always know what you're gonna get at Marshall's.
Yeah. Right? It's never gonna be
no matter if you order it different, it's not gonna come tasting different than the last time you had it.
Thank you, Marshall.
Yeah, I really like Marshall's. So I actually celebrate a lot of my special events there. So I think I've had a lot of birthdays there. I think I even got engaged at Marshall's.
Look at that.
Well, I'm not engaged anymore. I'm divorced now, but I did. It was a very positive experience.
It was.
But I really love it there, and I like the ambiance. So
okay. So any crazy restaurant experiences?
Okay, I can actually tell you one, which is a strange one. I actually went to Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, in a long time ago. And in Japan, culturally, everything that you take on your plate, it's rude not to eat it.
Oh.
So unlike where in other cultures where you should leave a little bit back, in Japan, you are actually meant to eat everything that's put in front of you. Otherwise, it's considered a little bit rude.
Okay.
And we were actually with a mixed group of people on an incentive trip that we'd gone through with Suzuki, and just really enjoying Japan. And there was another local businessman. He's no longer with us anymore, but he was from another island, and he had been on several of these trips. And I remember getting something. I wasn't even sure what this food was, I'll be honest. I'd never seen this food before. I think it was some kind of tripe, but nicely eating with my chopsticks. And I see him there, and he's kind of a big, kind of brutish kind of, man. And I'm thinking, how is he eating all this right now, And when I look over, he's actually not eating it. So he tells me what he does is actually spit the food into the napkin, and he puts it I'm thinking, oh, I could just tuck it in my purse, you know? And he's putting it under the table. Like when I leave, I notice there's a big pile of food. Literally, if I told you who the person was, you would never believe. A very wealthy Caribbean person. And a pile of food he's piled up underneath the table.
He doesn't like the taste.
That he just chews and puts down, you know? Wow. But I remember that day because I myself, I think I put a few things in my purse. I put in that napkin in my purse because I didn't want to insult them. But other than that, the food in Japan was good, delicious. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, yeah, but you don't know what you're eating, you know? What about you?
I don't think I have any bad restaurant experiences because I've never been to any place that I have to eat what I don't like. So I don't think I have had any. The only thing I would say, if I go into a restaurant and initially I don't get the service that I think I deserve, guess what? She's leaving. I'm not gonna stay.
You'll leave?
I'm gonna leave.
I will try to be patient, but then sometimes...
No, first impressions are what count because if I'm rude to somebody, they're always going to remember me being rude, right?
Yes.
So no pacifying here. We're all grown people. I just got to go.
Yeah, I just got to go. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's interesting. I never thought about that. And what about cooking? Do you like to cook?
Sometimes. Not all the time. When I flew, I cooked on Sunday, and that was supposed to last me on Saturday.
Yeah.
Why am I going to the kitchen all the time? No. But have I tried any new recipes lately? I've done a mean fried chicken. I think I can beat out KFC.
Yeah?
Yeah. I make my own sauce and everything, yeah.
What?
Crispy.
Yeah. Nice. I can bang out some wings like that, though.
Exactly.
I have a super sauce. All my kids are always trying to get my sauce to cook.
You see
their
that?
sauce.
We have secret sauces.
Yes, but my new thing right now is I'm completely in love with my air fryer.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I think like I can make everything in the air fryer. Things that nobody should make in the air fryer, I can get in the air fryer. Last night, I actually did fried chicken in the air fryer.
With the secret sauce.
No, I did a fried chicken, so I did it breaded.
Okay,
my kids like it like that. The drumstick breaded.
Yeah.
I don't love it like that.
Yeah, I dip it in my secret mix sauce that I can't share, you know, because I have to keep my business secret. And then I just flour it up. I'll say that part. And then I drop it in my olive and soybean oil, and boy, healthy.
Yeah.
Never oily.
You know, I have a secret that I use with my, you know, a lot of people just use egg and the flour. I also try to use a little bit of sour cream. It actually makes it juicier.
Oh, I've seen that recipe.
And then you bread it. It's almost like buttermilk.
Folks, you can try that. She gave you a recipe.
They're gonna be like sour cream. Like, listen, it makes it like buttermilk.
Try it.
It makes it much juicier. So when you bite it, you're still getting like the juices from it.
Okay.
The chicken.
So I'm gonna get some sour cream and I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, but the air fryer changed your life, girl.
Yeah, I got one. I've just never air fried anything.
Girl, I make cookies in the air fryer.
Look at you.
Everything. This morning I baked a banana bread before I came to work, girl.
Look at you.
A chocolate banana bread.
Look at you being resourceful so early in the morning. Resourceful and productive.
My kids like banana bread.
No. my two grown boys, because they're not little anymore.
Yeah.
Well, my boys too. Your boys are my exactly.
They are your boys. Yes.
Yeah, they're
Those who
super
don't
grown.
know, you know that my sons grew up with Cortentia. She was like our childhood babysitter.
Yeah.
She loves
and baby
each other.
Yes. Back in the day,
we've known each other for a lot of lives. This is an exciting conversation about food.
It was indeed.
It's actually making me a little bit hungry.
Actually,
the next time we're having a session on food, I would like there to be a table with food on it.
We hope we didn't make you too hungry at home, but we ask that you stay tuned with us. Up next, we will have Janelle Nisbet. Stay tuned.
Did you know that there are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need? There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
I'm here to say kids, Nevis, you don't know for us I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one for all. St. Kitts Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface of the places you go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mass up furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise, mass up furlough, sanitize, me family fitting boat.
Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love think it's bad. Easy no man.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
And we're back. I know I keep teasing you with Jana on this, but she will be here eventually. It's hurting me too that I'm being stood up, but yeah. So today, as we continue in anticipation of Janelle, we will be playing a fun game of Never Have I Ever, the kids and adults TV version.
Yes.
So play along with us.
This is the family version of Never Have I Ever. I hope it's the family version.
It is.
Yes, it's okay. And we promise you, this is not an episode of Where's Waldo. We know Janelle is coming.
She's coming. She's coming.
I think she's probably struggling getting through town with all the lights.
I know.
Listen, I went away for just a few weeks.
And 2 morning traffic. How about that?
Girl, and I couldn't figure my way around all the lights.
And you got to be careful.
Never have I ever had that much trouble getting through town.
I know. And never have I ever had to run from the traffic guards for making wrong turns.
Yeah.
Look at that.
The other day I did almost make a wrong turn. Somebody was like, "Miss, you just come?" No.
Yeah. The whole reconditioning of the mind to drive in tickets.
Yes, it is a reconditioning of the mind. So we're going to be playing, as we say, it's hump day.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing an interesting game of Never Have I Ever. Have you ever played that game before? Do you know Never Have I Ever?
Yes, I have.
Do you think the people in our audience, do you all know? For those of you who don't know how Never Have I Ever
I think everybody
works,
knows.
Everybody does?
You don't think so?
You think so?
Anything that involves alcohol, although we do not have alcohol, we have tea.
We have tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
everybody
Never
would
Have
have
I Ever.
played.
Yes, you know, you say something if you've never done it.
You have to drink some.
You have to have a. Is it if you've ever done it? No, if you have done it.
If you have done it, you drink. Yeah.
Yes, if you've never done it. And since it's a morning show, we will be having tea.
Oh, tea.
Tea. We'll be drinking tea, sipping tea. Okay, so here we are. The first question I will ask. Never have I ever. What do you mean by traveled alone? Like been on the plane alone or gone like on a trip alone? Yeah. Okay, so never have I ever planned a trip to go on it by myself. I'm gonna have to be honest. I have never ever gone on a trip alone.
Okay.
That's the truth. So I never have done that.
Gone on a trip alone?
Yes, by myself.
Okay, so.
I want you to know you were a flight attendant, so you better sip. This is an advantage. Thank you for that question.
It is. Oh, wow. So whoever. Is this the point system? Because I have to beat the guest host too.
No.
Okay. Oh man. You're just in working with me. I want to beat everybody that I play
No,
against.
I'm going to win this one. I'm going to tell you, I've been waiting for a game. Yesterday there was no game for me. I feel like they weren't ready for me because there was no game. But today there's a game. So here's you.
Never have I ever lied to my parents. I would drink my tea.
Mom, I swear it's like one lie.
I'm not even gonna say how many it was.
Like, I tell my mom everything. So if it was a lie, it was probably for your own good.
Just one.
Just one, though. I can't think of it.
No worries, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about that. Okay, so now my question. Never have I ever... You could be playing this at home as well. Play it. You're in your office, and you guys have your teas, your coffees, your water. You can play this game too as well. And so this question is, never have I ever gotten lost. And now that I just told you the story, I get lost in town. I could get lost in a circle, if I'm being honest with you.
I drove in Barbados and got lost, so there we go.
Oh, that's how I learned Barbados. I lived in Barbados.
Getting lost, right? Oh my God. I was on my way to a wedding and the GPS just had to keep recalculating because I don't know.
I bet you were at their 5 ways. You know, they have an area where it has the
how
5
did you
circles
know?
I know, in St. Philip. This is where I got lost.
Okay, we have something else in common.
They're like, even we know. That's how we know you're not Bayesian. When we see you going around the circle, you end up at the pillow factory. You end up back up at the chef at.
But how about the Bayesian directions? They are the...
Yeah, you go left of the tree.
The longest directions ever.
Straight. But I'm like, but it was right. It's like, no, it's straight. I'm like, no, that's right. It's like, no, it's straight.
They give the most complicated directions. So never have I ever paid a gym subscription without actually using it.
I'll have you know I am currently paying a gym subscription and I am not using it. So I'm gonna
get tricked that one. I have no gym subscription. I worked in the gym and I went to the gym one time because I promised a patron I'll come, but I never use the gym.
Yeah, I do. I use Royal St. Kitts. It's a very nice gym.
Yeah, I see
and it's got a nice little area.
Yeah.
And they're so patient when they see me come in like once every 2 months. They pretend like they haven't seen me once every 2 months.
You gotta use up your money.
I really mean well. I be doing a lot of YouTube. I spend a lot of time in front of the YouTube doing like the exercises and the dances, in front of YouTube. So I guess that's my never ever. I'm not doing that good at this game. I've done a lot of these things.
Oh, never have I ever broken a bone. That's you?
No, I have never broken a bone. I can put down my tea.
Never.
We got a point system up on the board.
Yes,
I like
this. Man.
So never have I ever. Yeah. I've never broken a bone. I've gotten kind of close to breaking a bone, but I've never broken a bone because I actually can be a little bit clumsy. Oh. You know, you're tall like me. When you grow up with a lot of limb.
Yeah.
And I played a lot of sports, but I never, I played sports. Yes, people, I played a lot of sports growing up. I can play sports. I can run track. I can do high jump, basketball, and volleyball.
As she said earlier, she was in the Kim Collins.
I'm telling you, I can actually play a lot of sport. But yeah, I've never broken a bone.
That's good.
Next one's yours, I think.
Yes, I'm waiting. Never have I ever botched a job interview. I cannot sip my tea to that. I've never botched an interview.
I've never botched a job interview. No.
Exactly, because we want the job, right?
I want the job.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I can't say I have. I think I've always gotten almost every job I've wanted.
Look at that.
Yeah, if I wanted it.
Yeah.
Me too. That's a fair one.
We have a lot in common.
How do you botch a job interview?
I guess go unprepared, you're not dressed properly, they're asking you questions and you seem uninterested, you're sitting in...
Oh yes, it's true. You're on your phone. I'm gonna tell you people, it's not a nice thing to be on your phone.
Yeah, you're on your phone underneath the desk while the person's talking, They caught you.
But I have been in some I shouldn't ask the question because I have been in some botched interviews,
You mean you being the interviewer?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I remember. I actually could think of some really funny ones, I remember once being in an interview with a woman who was talking about how good she was at confidentiality while she was sharing something that was confidential. I thought that was like,
Exactly.
Okay, that's not really the best. You shouldn't really do that in an interview.
Exactly.
In those areas. Never have I ever read a book in a day. Yes, I absolutely have done that.
Okay, well
You've never read a book in a day?
No, I could hardly finish a book in a week, much as a month, much as a year. I'm terrible.
Oh, I do love a good book, although I don't think I take enough time to read anymore.
Okay.
But I should be reading because when I do, I say, I should do this more often.
Yeah, we always say that when we start something new and then flop. Like, we have to just stay up and pushing and try to...
And keep pushing. Yeah. I just got a book I attend the Catholic Church and I just got Father Courage's new book.
Oh, I love Courage.
I love Father Courage.
Oh my God, he's the sweetest little. He came to the gym.
Sweetest
he's
man.
Sweet.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish this in one day. But then when I started reading, it had all these like scriptural passages, and it's like, okay, no, I want to take my time and write in my journal. But yeah, so never. I have actually finished a book in a day.
Oh, okay, good stuff.
So I'm winning.
You are.
Oh,
come on.
Come on.
That one's too easy.
Come on.
Folks, it is never have I eaten food in bed. Even the viewing audience should drink their tea or their water or their juice.
Yeah, you're
because
not telling
everybody would have eaten in their bed. Everybody.
Even if you're like, no, that's nasty. You know, at some point you might have been in the bed. Even if you ate a strawberry with your loved one in the bed.
Yeah. You're still eating in the bed.
You still ate a fruit in the bed. You still ate some food in the bed. You don't want to, but. And then what if you have, worse if you have a TV in your bedroom?
I know, that's it.
Like,
everything goes into the bedroom. Everything.
Yeah. I try not to eat in bed, but I can't say that I've never done it.
We all try. Epic failure.
Oh, never have I ever forgot someone's name after asking it a second time. I'm gonna have to drink. I have done it.
I swore I messed up Clarick's name so many times until I got it. Yeah. Yeah, I messed up his name a few times.
Back here behind the scenes, like she's doing it all the time, every day. I mess up a lot.
Listen, Clarick is me and Jamie's go-to guy.
Yeah.
We are trying to get Clarick to do an interview with us, and Clarick's like, never will I ever. But we will get him eventually. We will get him eventually.
Yeah. I don't want to know, but like one of my worst kept secrets is actually I'm not very good at people's names.
Okay.
I know all of their faces. I can even identify almost every kid I've taught at Washi. Like I could tell by their face, and usually their parent by how their parent looks like them.
Okay.
But because a lot of people know me, and then they'll be like, Naima, I feel really guilty.
Yeah, because you don't know their names.
I can't remember this person's name. And they're like, remember we worked on this thing? And it's like, yeah, I can remember the situation, but I'm just terrible with the names. So if I pause for a second, just say, oh, my name is, please. Help a sister out.
Help a sister. But once I get the name, I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with names once I get the name.
You keep remembering them?
Yeah.
I want to tell you yes, but then I'd be lying because especially since I have to ask a second time, and I really do. Sometimes
ask Clarick. I don't know. I never called him a wrong name ever again.
No?
Yes, Clarick. We love your name.
Never have I ever. Yeah, I know that's something that I do quite often. Yeah. Ha! This one I get a point on. I have never have I ever had chicken pox. This is such a big one.
I don't remember having chicken pox. Look at me.
What do you mean? You never had chicken pox even as a kid?
Never. My mom made sure I got all my vaccines, hence me being
Can you get a vaccine against chicken pox?
Apparently so, when you were a baby, yeah.
Oh.
Chicken pox, measles, mumps. Yeah, you get that vaccine.
Oh, yes. Measles, mumps. Yeah. No, it's measles, mumps, and rubella.
Measles, mumps, and chicken pox in GT, in Guyana, where I came from.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe my country's a little weird, but...
I could actually imagine that in Guyana, that would be something that you would get. I love Guyana.
My mom said we got that to prevent us. So, I'll drink to that.
You have to drink. No, because you've never done it. Oh, yes, it's true. So we have to drink. Okay.
Never.
I never had chicken pox.
I didn't need you to remember that one, you know, because you were edging me out.
Oh, this one I have definitely had this one. So never have I ever spoken to a celebrity. It's not even possible. This is cheating.
I know. We have both spoken to celebrities because we had the pleasure of speaking to the first tourism ambassador, Nikiva Marie, and she was in Naked with Marlon.
Oh, how interesting.
So
that's
and
good.
a few other actresses whose names I can't remember right now, but yeah.
Yeah, well, if I was even sticking with just St. Kitts, since you brought St. Kitts, Raquel Horsford, she's actually a big actress. She's been in several movies, and she's a great dancer.
Tama Martin.
Tama, I taught Tama, so if we're thinking it that way. But then all my years working with the Visitor Channel, and then
Music Festival Committee.
Music Festival.
You have spoken to all the celebrities.
And then I work with with One Caribbean.
Look at you.
So I've met a few. In fact, I have this thing, and it keeps popping up. My best friend Nadia loves Kes, and I keep every time my picture with Kes pops up on my thing, I send it to her look, me and Kes, we're having an intimate interview. So I have met a few, but I actually don't get very starstruck.
Me neither. No.
Yeah.
Because a few would have flown around on when I flew, and I've just treat them like normal. I actually ignore them in a sense, but not ignore them in a bad way, but I'm not the one to say I need a picture. Like a lot of my coworkers have pictures. I'm like, no, that's not me.
Yeah,
no.
I can't do it.
No.
But I will tell you an embarrassing story. Lionel Richie. That's the first time I was starstruck when Lionel Richie came for the music. I think it was a music festival.
Yeah,
and I was hosting that year.
Mm-hmm.
I have a big Lionel Richie crush. I was like, he asked for a glass of water and I passed him the water. He passed it back to me and I still had the glass in my hand when I went home. And my friends are laughing now, girl. I had that glass for weeks. They were like, "Are you gonna give up your Lionel Richie glass?" With his DNA on it. I'm like, Lionel Richie drank from this glass. Like,
Look
really?
at her. Starstruck.
You might as well just taken a picture at that rate. He would have taken a picture instead of you sneaking off with the glass like a creep.
Hey, that glass will be worth millions. You can put it on eBay
I don't even know what I
eventually.
did with the glass. I got too embarrassed. My friends were like, enough. It's time for the glass to go. But
oh my gosh.
It is what it is. That was a good game.
It was indeed.
Is that all? I feel like because I'm winning, that's where we should end the game.
Oh. And there, she got the cue. She got the cue.
Oh, how are we tied?
We're tied.
We're tied. I think they're just trying to be fair because I leave tomorrow and they have to stay with Cortez.
Is that true? Is that
but
true?
Other than that, okay. Never have I ever won this game. So there we go. It is what it is.
I know. We can both drink to that and we'll still be tied. So
we can both drink that and we'll still be tired. But now I am very happily going to bring us to break. Everybody, thank you for joining us for the last segment. I hope you enjoyed your games of Never Have I Ever. And I promise you, this time we are coming back with Janelle. We'll see you back at Good Morning SK.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me
Let
go!
go what? Yeah, let's see what we like me. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
Every day mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We're so happy that you choose to join us here this morning. And we're so happy to have our guest, Janelle, visit with us today. Yes, we told you she was coming. Yes. Ta-da!
They found me.
Totally worth it. And we're very excited today to be talking about the topic. We're going to begin with museums. Museums are an important means of culture exchange, enrichment of cultures, and development of mutual understanding, cooperation, and peace among people. Another international day.
Yes.
It's International Day of the Museums was created to raise awareness that museums are an important means of cultural exchange. The 2022 theme is the power of museums. This is amazing. I was actually just in London and I saw all these people going to museums and I was like, I wish we really respected our museums more.
That way.
Yeah. So in commemoration of this, the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society will be hosting various activities tomorrow, the 19th of May, dedicated to the power of museums. So today we have the honor of once again, but this time in person.
She's always on Zoom, yes.
Speaking with Janelle Nisbet, the director of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society.
Welcome.
Better known as
Thank
the
you.
NHCS.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. I've always been here via Zoom.
Yes.
So it's nice to be in the studio. Took a while to get here. I know you had to play a game to figure out where I was. But it's an honor. And as you mentioned, today is International Museums Day. So it's just a pleasure to be able to come here and talk about the value of museums. Because in Nevis, the NHCS, as you mentioned, it's a very long name. We actually have 3 museums. 2 are currently active.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so in the context of this year's theme, the power of museums, since you said we have 3 in Nevis, which actually I've been to a few of your museums. I love them. I learned a lot about Nevisian history that I didn't actually know. What aspects of museums will NCHS be celebrating on the 19th and why?
Okay, so on the 19th, we'll be celebrating the cultural aspect of museums. So we're focusing on cultural transmission. And to do that, we'll be having a wonderful games afternoon. Traditional games will be played in our museum courtyard, where we've invited several of our primary school students. We chose the grade 4 classes because they're old enough to learn and still young enough to go back and teach their peers in the school.
Good thinking.
So we're going to teach them different games, dog and bone, jacks, plum in the middle, hopscotch, all these games that have been neglected over time as they focus on their tablets.
Always on their tablets.
So what activities will take place after this celebration?
That is the main aspect of our celebration. A part of this year's theme is actually about educating and reaching audiences through digitization as well. So we plan to have our audiovisual person in to record the games afternoon as well as give a mini pan around our main Museum of Nevis history so that those who are not able to physically access the museum can actually get some insight into what we have going on in there. And be enticed to come and actually see it.
Yeah, take a trip home maybe.
Take a trip home and go visit the museum. Tell your friends, come and visit.
Tell everybody.
Our museums. So traditional games, you said that you will be focused on traditional games, which I think is fantastic. I think our kids don't really play games anymore. They're just on their tablets. You know? So do you think like traditional games have disappeared over the years? Is that why you guys drew attention to that?
Yes, to a large extent they have definitely disappeared. Before I moved to the NHCS, I was a teacher in the school, so I taught social studies during school time, and I introduced Jackson to one of my classrooms one day. And it was an actual disaster watching them attempt to play jacks because they've never seen it, heard it, have any concept of what it is. And these were third formers, so you have to understand that they had no hand-eye coordination, no knowledge, and it's sad. So we have to, it's our fault at this generation if they don't know. It's not their fault.
We didn't pass it on correctly.
It's up to us to transmit.
Yeah. It's so interesting that you said they have no eye-hand coordination because I think as we were kids growing up and you played games, it never occurred to you that the games were teaching you certain skills. But eye-hand coordination is a thing. Like this digga 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 is not really the same.
Sound effects, lady.
It's not really the same thing. It doesn't get you outside. It doesn't have you active and physical, which is such an important part of their physical and emotional, socio-emotional development.
Even the team building that comes from most of these games, it's essential, and they don't have it. And it's our hope that we can at least be able to plant some seeds so that it can spread and flower throughout society again.
I really hope it sticks. So, in that vein, is there a need to? Well, you said there is a need to revive the games, right? But do you think reintroducing traditional games we will have to have it merged with technology so they can play? Because they can play jacks on their tablets, you know.
I don't think we need to merge it with technology. Technology is great, but sometimes you just need to put it down and go outside and get dirty and interact with human beings. We can play Ludo online too, but
everything
I love a board game.
Exactly.
We grew up. You know, somebody, if you didn't have a Ludo, somebody built you
it.
I know. Until they started to sell it, somebody built a Ludo game, and you had like a big community Ludo game, like everybody played.
I remember coloring for checkers. We would get a cardboard and we would shade it with pen to mark out the different squares, then get different covers from the brewery bottles. And you would be like, whether the Guinness cover, and I would be the Coca-Cola cover.
Listen, we grew up in the fun times.
Yeah, so it does not need to be merged. They have technology. They need to be exposed.
I could see the importance of that because I don't think that our kids really play any. I don't think our kids really play.
They don't play.
No.
Yeah. So
they tablet.
And they enjoy it when you do, because even though my kids were terrible, they loved it
afterwards.
Okay, well, if you've just joined us, this is our exciting discussion with Janelle and Nisbet. We're talking about the power of museums, and we're going to continue to talk about that as we come back after the break.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am Salt Smart.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are speaking with Janelle Nisbet, the director of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, or NHCS. The NHCS will be playing traditional games tomorrow, Thursday, 19th of May, to highlight the power of museums. And we will, you see all the excitement in me? And we will now be playing one of those traditional games with Janelle. And that game is, ta-da, Jacks. Who remember Jacks?
Okay, so I know I just talked about Jacks and I just embarrassed my students. So now we're here to embarrass ourselves.
Yes.
Because we're not much better, but we're going to try and play some...
We're great at Jacks.
I'm not great. I'm not going to lie. The evidence will be here.
Never have I ever been great at Jacks, but I'm going to try.
No, you're really not. So right now we have traditionally, at least during my time in the 90s, we played Jacks in primary school with stones. And although we have a rubber ball here today, in primary school what we did, certain individuals who had access to golf balls, because my school was in Jessups and that was the village next to Four Seasons.
Yeah.
So they always played golf there. People would find golf balls.
Always lost their balls.
So you got like the razor and you knew which balls had in the rubber bouncy ball. It's just experience because I knew it was a tight list.
Tight list.
Yes, that one always had the nice bouncy
the expensive ones.
Yes, exactly.
So we would have to cut that open, then you have to peel off all the rubber band things around the ball. You get stung. But once you accomplished that, you took it to school and you were the queen for the day. And you played your Jacks with that. Nowadays, you have more modernized versions.
Advanced Jacks.
Which is good. But we're going to go with the stones today just to see
prove a point.
Just to see what we can do. So the aim of Jacks, what you do, you have 10 pieces, and the first step would be to
throw them out, spread them out,
scatter.
Yeah.
Because the first section is the onesies.
Yeah.
So your job now is to pick up one at a time. So you have to throw up the ball, grab one, let the ball bounce, then catch the ball in the same hand as the Jack.
This is where I struggle.
So I'm gonna try to do that now.
Give you some space.
Oh,
look at that.
So
she still got it.
And then you have to keep going and going and going.
Look at her. Look at her go.
This is the easy segment. So we have the ones.
Look at that.
It's now. The problem is now that I've accomplished the ones, the next section would be the twos. That means you have to grab them in twos.
But you know, we threw them out. We threw them out bigger, so it was a bit more challenging.
It depends on.
You have to be like.
So
exactly.
But you have to be strategic with your shuffle.
Okay, I get that.
Otherwise, then I don't think I can do two.
Oh,
I can do two.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be that. And if I failed, like if I tried to grab them like that and didn't catch my ball, it would be the other person's turn.
Yeah.
So whose turn is it?
I'll let Naima go first. I'll let her go first.
All right, when I shame myself off today, it's okay. Remember yesterday I said I got no shame box. Okay. All right.
So these are the onesies.
This is the onesies.
Oh, still onesies?
Yes. Yeah. I would continue from twos.
So I just pick up, I throw it up?
Yeah, let it bounce.
And then pick up one.
Yeah.
She is strategically playing the board. Anybody else notices that?
Hey. Hey. Watch me.
Watch her go.
Hey.
She did that.
Onesies now.
Let's see what you got since we tied today. What you got today?
All right. She can do this.
She got these long nails.
Yeah,
Let's see
have
if she
to
can
get
do it with
this.
these long nails. I think they're giving her an advantage.
They're not. You made me drop at one.
I don't think you can adjust them like that. I'm pretty sure that's cheating.
Yeah, you can. So, she would be out at the onesie stage and then it would come back to me.
You see how competitive I am? Like,
Listen, I cannot cheat on TV. I didn't even think that.
Yeah, so it would then come back to me. I would continue from the twos where I failed and so forth and so forth.
Nice. That's a fun game.
Yeah.
It is.
And any kid can play it with a ball and some stones.
Yes.
That's what we love. That's what I actually really love about traditional games, because they didn't require you to have a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Or any technology or anything. If you could put together 2 stones and a ball that you cut out of a golf ball,
Exactly.
you can really play with hours of fun.
Or cricket with a piece of wood, and you take an old bucket and you lean a loose cardboard, so once the cardboard get hit and fall forward, you out. Like, we had fun on a budget.
Yeah, what other traditional games?
We also will be playing, we don't have enough people to play dog and bone, but we can use the jacks
I
to
love
demonstrate
dog and
bone. We can use the jacks to demonstrate that game that we'll be playing tomorrow. So you have 2 teams, and you have the equal number in the same on different sides. You have the bone in the middle. Each person on each team has a number. So these 2 are number 1.
I love this.
These 2 are number 2, number 3, 4, 5. And then it's up to like the umpire to say number 3 to the bone. And both of the number 3s has to run.
Get the bone first.
And whoever makes it there first can grab the bone
and run back.
Yes.
Before the other person tags them. If they both get there at the same time, they'll probably just like dance around the bone and see who can get a chance
strategically
to
distract.
Grab it and run.
Yeah.
So that will be fun tomorrow as well.
Yes, we used to play this game as adults when I worked in New Horizon. Yes, we'd have our staff event and we always play dog and bone. Oh, I love it. So
Janelle, can you remind us some of the details of the activities tomorrow?
Yes, so tomorrow afternoon we'll be starting the activities from 12 to 3:30 at the museum grounds in Charlestown. It's right by the Christina Memorial, if you don't know where that is, on the waterfront.
Right there.
And you come in. So we're mainly hosting primary school students, grade 3, 4, but if you're an adult and you have time and you want to come in, please do come in. The more adults that can actually demonstrate how the games work, the better. So we're inviting the general public to come. And I don't know how I forgot this earlier, but in honor of Museums Day, today and tomorrow, entrance to the museum for local and residents, completely free today and tomorrow.
Absolutely free. So go on out.
Yeah, it's free.
You heard that. Free 99. That's how much that's going to cost. Tomorrow it costs you nothing.
Yes.
Nothing to go.
And for visitors,
more adults than children, I bet you.
Hopefully. For visitors, it's 50% off, so it's only $5 US to enter the museum today. For visitors, in honor of Museum Day, and to encourage people to come on out. Definitely come through tomorrow, get a piece of your childhood back, plant some seeds of childhood to someone else, and just help them enjoy and appreciate the culture.
Excellent. So remember, museums are fun places. They're important.
Yes.
And this is the power of museums to bring back our history and for us to really relive it and enjoy it. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Janelle. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be Cortensia at a game. Yes. And we look forward to seeing you guys when we return back with Good Morning SKN.
You see that new boy that just joined the school last week? He brought me a chocolate this morning because I showed him the way home from school yesterday. You like him? No, he's just my friend. Plus, he is my neighbor. He asked me if we can walk home together for lunch tomorrow, and I told him yes.
I don't like these big boys. They tend to like to touch girls without your consent.
What do you mean by consent?
It's when one person agrees to give permission to another person to do something.
He is cute though. Guys, you won't believe what happened the other day with the new boy from school.
What happened?
The other day, while walking home with the new guy, he followed me into my house. I thought it was okay because he seemed friendly and respectful. So I turned on the TV and offered him a soda. We sat in the chair together. Then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked I sat up straight and asked him why he did that. He said he thought I liked him.
I told him not in that way.
What? Girl, you should have never allowed him inside your parents' home.
My parents will be very angry if they meet any boys in our home plus kissing me.
Guys, we don't need to be burdened down with teen pregnancy and relationship problems at this time. Boys need to understand that girls are not sex objects.
Remember, you have the right to consent to every activity being performed, from holding hands to anything more, and to change your mind at any time. If your partner does not respect your wishes, this also is a form of abuse. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Phasmo's Caribbean Cuisine is the best and only Caribbean restaurant in Wichita Falls, Texas. They offer tasty, authentic Caribbean food and a cozy atmosphere. To find out more about this, we will be speaking to Fatisha Evans-Imo, the owner of Phasmo's Caribbean Cuisine, who is a national of our beautiful Twin Island Federation, St. Kitts and Nevis. Welcome, Fatisha.
Good morning. Oh, wonderful to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time, Fatisha. It's so wonderful to see you here celebrating your success.
I know. Congrats on your restaurant. Where did you get the name Phasmo's from? Aww. Okay. Oh, the food. We do apologize for that short break, but you know, we can't help sometimes with technology. So thank you for staying with us. So Fatisha was giving us the love story of Phasmo. So Fatisha, can you continue?
So in 2014, I met my husband and he can cook, I can cook. So we started to sell barbecue and, you know, just small food plates to the Caribbean students in where we live in our apartment complex. And it hit off, and it hit off real good because, you know, the smell of the food went into the air. Locals started coming, and it got a little bit out of hand where so much people was packed up around the corners, and I didn't want to get in trouble because you're supposed to have a health permit to do that. Okay. So I did 3 years, you know, just tested out different tastes so I could master it. And one day I was driving through this shopping complex, and I saw that the restaurant that was here was closed. I peeked in, and it had the colors that reminded me of home. It's just a vibrant and lively, just beautiful. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should open a restaurant. That was not my intention at all, to open up a restaurant. I wanted to be in the field of marketing, because that's what I went to for. And so I called the landlord, asked them how much it would be, to rent it, and they gave me a chance. I said, it's a huge spot. So they were wondering, should they give a first-time restaurant owner this huge spot to, just do what she has to do? And they trusted in me, and now it's going excellent. So Phasmos is my husband's nickname. Everyone knows me back home. Fats.
Yeah.
It's Phasmos. And so those who don't know, haven't seen it, this is Phasmos right here. And of course, I have to represent the Federation everywhere I go.
We love that.
And St. Kitts right here. And this is the O represents football, because I played football at MSU. So that's the story behind Phasmos. It's been open it's going to be 3 years on August 7th.
You said 3 years. Okay, good.
Did you say 3 years?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
A lot of people thought it was new because Everton Powell, he posted it up. So just wanted to giving me that shout out, because it brought a lot of attention my way, believe it or not. And I'm thankful because now people not only get to hear about St. Kitts and Nevis, but they just want to visit. So thank you.
So that's wonderful. So you're in Wichita. I don't know if a lot of people know where Wichita is. Yeah. I know you just talked about what inspired you to start a Caribbean restaurant there, but Wichita? Yes.
Wichita, it's like close to Oklahoma, but a lot of St. Kitts students attend MSU here. There's a few that have graduated and have done really well for themselves. So it's close to Oklahoma, and what made me want to do a restaurant in Wichita Falls is there's a large Caribbean community here, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. I think people probably wouldn't know that.
Yeah, because there's a Air Force base. There's an Air Force base here for training.
Okay.
Here, and so most of my customers are from the Shepherd's Air Force Base, because they travel a lot, the airmen.
Okay.
So I get them as well. And believe it or not, it was amazing that when I first opened Phasmos, a lot of customers have been to St. Kitts and Nevis. A lot of customers own properties in St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm like, what? Oh, St. Kitts. When people talk about my country, how they love my country, I feel big. I'm like,
love it.
Yes.
Love it.
That's how I feel too. And anytime I travel out and somebody says, of course I've heard of St. Kitts and Nevis, I'm like, you have,
So I'm hungry. In a small town, it's amazing about smaller countries, because, when people come in here, they ask if it's a Jamaican restaurant. No.
I like that. No.
I think it's a restaurant, and we cater, take different stuff from different Caribbean islands when it comes to food. So
So what's on the menu? I'm hungry already. What's your most
popular item? What's your most popular thing on your menu? What does everybody come for? She took out the menu and things. All right then.
So what's on the menu and the most popular item on it?
Tell us.
The item on this menu is oxtails. If I don't have those two oxtails, people slam it. People write me up on Facebook. She never got an oxtail. I can't I don't, guys. So there's just a shortage of cows oxes right now, and I can go through about maybe 300 pounds of oxtails a week.
Wow!
And I can more, within a matter of time. But let me tell you something. The oxtails, I've been practicing that. My own flavors for 3 years, and I've mastered it. Even different chefs from Dallas, Caribbean restaurants, they come and eat, and then they, yes, you need to sell me this recipe. No.
There we go again. No. I love it.
A while to master that oxtail, so that whenever you taste it, it's nothing like you've ever tasted. So oxtails is our number one dish, and our next famous dish is our pineapple bowl, where we cut the pineapple bowl and fill it with food, and you choose whatever meat you want, whether it be chicken, shrimps, salmon. Yeah, that's a really popular one as well.
Nice.
That sounds amazing. It sounds like you're really enjoying the work that you do.
Yes.
And we're really... Go ahead.
It's a rough industry, and sometimes you just have to be patient, because in the beginning, it would start off really good for your first 3 months, and they always say the first 6 very important for a restaurant, because 99% of them fail. Well, I don't plan to fail.
No, not an option.
Not at all. Okay, well, we are really looking forward actually to continuing speaking to you about this restaurant and your success and your food. And we will continue this conversation as we return with Good Morning SKN after the commercial break.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
Yo, me pray every time I feel can't do no different. Swear me have a win, that's why I'ma try again. Pray every time I feel, cause God always a listen. One day I have to win, that's why I'ma try again.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
We are back. Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We're here speaking with St. Kitts and Nevis National Fatisha Evans Imo, the owner of Phasmo's Caribbean Cuisine in Wichita.
Yeah.
We've been having a really exciting conversation. It comes with visuals because the food is looking so good.
The oxtail.
And many of you would remember Fatisha. She's, of course, lived here most of her life.
Yes.
And you know her to be just a beautiful model and spokesperson.
Queen contestant.
And queen show contestant. But I'm like, Fatisha owns a restaurant. When did you decide to get into, look at you. When did you get into cooking? I'm sure a lot of people are interested to know.
So cooking has been a part of my family for a long time. My aunts sold food, my mom sold food. My grandpa had an actual small little spot that sold food. He was famous for water. And so it really wasn't a part of me to cook. I cook at home. But after I realized I got the support from, the Caribbean students and the locals who actually, tried it out, I just went ahead and do it, no experience at all. But I tell you, YouTube was my teacher for 6 months on how to open a restaurant, manage it, and how to operate it. Thank you, YouTube. You helped me out really well.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I went full forward and just did it. And, put my trust in God and put my trust in my family, me. So.
Yeah. And you're here today.
That's
Yes.
amazing, because restaurant management is not easy.
Yeah.
It's a real struggle. People think just because they like to cook food, they can run a restaurant, but it's not the
Plenty
case.
work,
Yeah.
plenty
So
work.
I really admire that you took that step and that you found such success.
You have some items in your hand. Can you tell us what they are?
Of course. Well, I'm from this and I go hard and I represent real hard wherever I go. So this is how I serve a few of my items on this St. Kitts.
Oh, that's a St. Kitts and Nevis dish. That's fresh.
Look at that. We need her to be the next tourism ambassador.
Listen,
Yes.
this is real tourism. You're really doing the work. Look
Yes,
at
and
that.
it was made by the Craft House. I serve like salads,
Nice.
anything that could fit in here really. So we put a plate in here, and we're known for this thing called volcanic onion rings. And
Okay.
so I put in the middle, and then we have like a long tower, and we put onion rings in it, and then we have dry ice with smoke coming out of it, and we tell our
Volcanic Island. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Nevis, of course, so we serve our drinks on top of here. We have a few things that around the restaurant, but this, we sit this down once we serve our drinks, we sit it down, and people, are familiar.
Okay.
Themselves with Nevis. That's amazing. I really love the keen attention to detail that you've put in to really bring St. Kitts and Nevis out and to really promote our culture and our country and our federation.
Yeah,
that's really exciting.
She needs to be nominated. I'm gonna work on that for you.
From our mouth to God's ears or whoever's ears. Yes. So what is one of the? Go ahead. Mm-hmm. What are one of the things that you love to make the most?
You see, I'm the head chef.
Yes.
Everything every day. I think I'll have to go back to the oxtails because even though I cook these, I have to put gravy on my rice and eat it because it's so good. But one of my favorite things I would think is the salmon. I'm a girl, so I love creating different designs with the salmon on a plate. So salmon is my favorite thing to prepare and actually make and serve. When people smell that aroma coming to them, it's their feedback is priceless. Like, oh my God. So I think salmon is one of my favorite dish to prepare and serve.
Lovely.
Okay.
So from your experience, Fatisha, how different is the Caribbean cuisine from that of America?
How different is
the Caribbean cuisine from that of America?
It's a vibe in here. When you walk in, the music, people, this is Texas, so when you go to different restaurants, you hear country music, but when you reach into Phasmos, you're hearing soca, you're hearing reggae, you're hearing some new vibes. On Fridays, we really hype it up in here and have the customers jiggy in here. It's really fun to dancing and asking whose song is this or what music is. Never heard this before, so that's what makes it different. It's just the whole vibe. The customer service is just 10 out of 10. But when you walk in here, the music, the colors, the scenery, all the decorations on the wall, that really reminds you of the Caribbean. And of course, when people see the sink, it's like, oh, I've been to that country.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So it sounds like you have really positive feedback from your customers. And have any nationals visited? And if we do want to visit, or anybody that's watching wants to visit, can you give us some more details about where they could find your restaurant, Phasmos Caribbean Cuisine?
Okay, well, definitely you can go on Google and you can check the reviews first before you come. I don't pay these people for these reviews, guys, so those.
No, you don't.
I stand up for real. I've worked really hard to get those 5 stars. So if you want to visit Falls or Dallas or Houston, I do have nationals that actually, visited Houston and drove up just to support me also. So that's where you can find us. a big sign at class.
Restaurants in my community. So this is so wonderful. And it's wonderful for us to see you, Fatisha, and for your success, and for everybody in St. Kitts to see the success of our daughters of the soil.
Doing great things. Great things. Proud of you. Proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining us. That was Fatisha Evans, married now. Imo. And Phasmo's Caribbean Cuisine. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
It's that time of the day, huh? Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is that time of the day that we don't really like, but yeah, we have to do it.
I actually can't believe that this show is finished so quickly today.
I know.
I feel like it went so fast.
Every time we're having fun.
I was just getting used to being guest host. I'm gonna have to come back again soon.
Looking
you
forward.
might see me coming back again soon.
So stay on the lookout.
But it was my pleasure. Today was a great show.
It was.
We had Delwayne Delaney talking about primary school athletics, which was exciting. And then we had
Janelle.
Oh my God, James. That was fun. I actually am thinking I want to go home and teach my kids some traditional games.
That's why I said I'm teaching my niece and nephew Jax.
Yeah, how about you come over and you teach my kids?
Okay,
They like
I'll
you.
do
They
that.
listen
I'll
to
do
you.
exactly. And Phasmo's food to end it off.
Phasmo's food. Oh my God. I'll be honest, I'm actually still thinking about oxtail.
I know, she just got us thinking about that.
Yeah, and we're so proud of her. I think we've now had 2 great days. Every day, that's what I love about GMSKN. We really get a chance to see what our locals and our Kittians and divisions that have moved away and are brought in the diaspora, and all the success that they're having and the work that they're doing, and it makes it just so exciting.
I know,
Say
so
good
proud,
morning.
so proud.
St. Kitts Nevis is everywhere in the world.
Yes.
And we're here celebrating it.
Yeah. So this is where we say thank you for joining us today. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Studio 327 Inc. Like, subscribe, follow, and share.
Thank you. Thank you for joining, and thank you everybody for having me at Studio 327.
Yep. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Don't forget, start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Have a great day, guys.